What's going on, guys? It's your boy Stallion here from the Stallion Gaming Network, and welcome back to Doom Snapmap. For those of my hero viewers, they know I do Doom Snapmap, and a lot of you. So, for those of you who don't, the reason I'm making this video is because I'm reopening my Doom Snapmap tutorial series. So, Doom Snapmap. You think it's pretty simple enough. You got 4 walls, you got modules, you put them together, and you're done. Really? And you add a player start. That's it. No, it's not really that simple. There's a lot that goes into it, including all of this. Yeah, it looks confusing, don't it? Don't even know half of what this stuff does, do ya? You got player iterators, you got AI iterators, you got gates, booleans, player resources, integers, numbers, strings, colors. There's a lot of things that you're like, what the fuck? Don't worry, I got you. So, I'm reopening my Snapmap series because I went on Doom recently, and there's a lot of people making Doom Snapmap still. There's a lot of people using Doom Snapmap, but a lot of them don't really know a lot about how the stuff works and how to use them appropriately, and that's not their fault. I mean, when I first started Doom Snapmap, I was the same way. I didn't know what I was doing, but when I went to YouTube to look for people to help, there really wasn't that. There was great tutorials on how to make certain things and do certain things, but there was really nobody explaining why am I in a mystery box? Why was I using a boolean? Why is a boolean important? Why is an integer important? What the hell is a string? What does it do? What is the hell's a repeater? And things that should be, some people don't know, and they don't get explained really well in their tutorials. And I really want to go back and explain these in detail and show you how to use them properly, as well as go into detail on what they are and how they function, and try to do the best I can so that you guys can take these and not only make like mystery boxes and zombie modes and certain things, but you can make other things and experiment and use certain other things for these like little things and stuff. So you can take these and make bigger and better maps and surprise me. And in the future, maybe even we'll start a series where we have players who finish using my tutorials, made their maps based off my tutorials. And eventually, we'll have a series where I go and play those maps on the channel, like user-created maps from the channel. Basically, we'll have to get in touch with the player and have them help me find it, but we'll play it on stream and stuff, and give my honest opinion. And I would love to do that kind of stuff, and I love creating things. Oh, you have no idea how much I love Doom Snapmap, because I just love going into the intricacies and being able to be as intricate as I want to be. Building Nocturne Totem was an absolute joy for me, and I just really inspired the creative side of me that I just want to get back into, and I want this to be shared. So I want to get back into this and just show you guys everything you can do and what every single one of these things do, so that way you guys can make the most out of it, because it's going to be hard to understand. And trust me, I didn't know what a boolean was when I first started. I didn't go that far in math, but now I do, and how to use it appropriately in maps. I didn't know what an integer was, or a number or a string, and now I do. I didn't know how to use relays properly, but now I do. I mean, to me, and I get it, because everyone who's coded and stuff before is like, stupid. It's so simple. I'm like, yeah, I know, and I get it now. It does seem really simple and really well, how did I not see that now? But imagine me before. I didn't know, and it didn't occur to me how simple it really was, and that's why I need to make these videos. I really want to help people to make better maps. Not that they're making great maps already, and not that there's great maps or creators out there already, but I want to expand Doom Snapmap and what it can become. And not just Doom Snapmap. There are other logic system creators out there as well. Very basic, very useful, but not if you don't know how to use them. Like, for instance, Little Big Planet. A few of their games have a logic system built into their map creators, where you even have things like relays and gates and stuff. You have those kind of things. You have different things, and timers and counters and delays. You have sorts of things like that in there. And this can go way beyond just Doom. Can go beyond multiple games and multiple logic built systems. I mean, and it's fun to do. It's just fun to sit down and build something great, and then you play it and you publish it, and to see people react to it, and you're just like, I did that, and it's a good feeling. Ever since I was a kid, I loved building things. I used to play with Legos and Bionicles all the day long, and Transformers. Looking at the engineering of Transformers was my big thing. I loved doing all sorts of things, and I loved it. So let's get you started with before we get started with our tutorials to this, let's just quickly get you set up with a room. So let's get rid of this. Let's wipe the slate clean. Let's get you started on the path by just simply showing you the room that we're going to be working in. So let's go in here. We're going to get a classic. We're going to get a dead end. We're going to place it down. We're going to go over here, and we're going to get something else. Let's go to... And this is just... You can change these categories, you know, by difference, but we're going to just use the default category, and we're going to get to the smallest room, because you see there's multiple rooms here. There's a classic huge room, there's a classic huge room offset, there's a classic huge room, you know, pit, but we're just going to get to the classic room. We're just going to get a blank room, just a blank fresh slate to work with. We're going to put that down, we're going to press square on our thing, and we're going to attach it. We're going to hold L2, and we're going to press X to duplicate. We're going to rotate around, and we're going to put this. And we're going to do the same process like 2 more times. Duplicate. Whoop. There you go. Remember, it's hold L2 to get these optional options down. As you can see, options, L2, X, duplicate. Rotate by using the D-pad, and then line it. And as soon as it gets in place, plus X. That's it. Are you done? Actually, there's still one more thing you need to do. We're going to go inside here by pressing up on the D-pad. And don't forget, you can also layer these by pressing R3 will actually show you different layers. You have normal, you have whatever they call this stuff. I don't really know how they call this. And then you got the flat with the walls down. It's just a different way of looking at it. And by pressing R3, I can toggle between these. You can also use L3 to do the camera up or camera angled, using L stick to rotate, and R stick to rotate, L stick to move. We're going to press up on the D-pad to go out of grid mode. We're going to go into our actual map view mode. You're done, right? Nope. Unfortunately, there's still one more thing you need to add before we're done. And that is a player start. Ta-da! Now, I'm just going to put this in the center of our map. But you can see there's a line here and a line there. That's our center right there. And we have a line there. So it meets right there. Now, as you can see, I'm going to snap my guy down and press him down. Now before we can do anything, let's back out by pressing up. I'm going to show you my settings. So as you can see, if you see down there, it's L2 for options, L2 circle for settings. Let's press circle. As you can see, there's a lot of grid. Now your default grid will be different than mine, of course. Grid size. I go to max grid. I go max grid. Period. We're going to go down to 0. And we're going to go to 128. The grid offset is 0, 0, 0. Enable object. We're just going to just follow these settings here. Snap midpoint. Angle snap increments. That's just like rotating and stuff. 15 degrees. And then you can change that to see. 15 degrees basically 15, 60, and then 120. You know. That's your angle snap. Music, that's just the background music. Move speed, turn speed. This is all your stuff. Now, these are really cool right here. These 3 options right here are really cool. So when you're editing a map, you can have the option to turn on like God mode, basically, so that way you can't die. That way you can test everything out without the worry of dying in your map. You can also have infinite ammo to test your guns and stuff, and how things work and things. You can also set a player slot. So if you have 4 players, you can tell your map to spawn you in on your 2nd player slot, or your 3rd player or 4th player. You can only have 4 players max. But for now, we don't really need that. We're going to do player spot 1. I usually have lock placement rotation on and prevent floor intersection on as well, because we don't really need floor intersection right now. That's basically if you want like objects to phase through the floor. Like if you want, but we don't really need that as much as anything. So those are my options. Now if you hold L, by the way, before we get back into this, if you press L1, you can lower the map, or if you press R1, you can go up. Basically, as you can see, there's a number going down. That's basically the level you're at, as you can see. Cool, right? But we're gonna stick to the normal. We're going to stick to the normal 0. So there's basically Snapmap and, you know, stuff like that. And there's tutorials on this. I'm not going to go too in-depth on this because there's actually basic tutorials already out there in the Snapmap that comes with, but they don't really go into detail, which is why I'm doing the tutorials on the other stuff. So here you go. We're all set up and we're all ready to do this. We're all ready to start learning. We're all ready to start learning how to make good maps. And I will see you guys then. This has just been an introduction. I wanted to introduce why and the how and the reasons and all that stuff before we get started. So that's basically it. We got our place set up. We got all our settings. We got everything started. Now it's time to learn. I will see you guys in the first tutorial. Peace.